Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel for another TWM12 video on the F16. First off, some big news. We do have some F16 themed merchandise dropping. If anyone is interested out there, please do check out in the description down below. So, first off, let's get stuck into what the F16 has. So, it's got the M61A1 bird gun, pretty typical at this tier. Very capable, very potent cannon. However, not what you call the best for close air support in regards to what it can do. It's nowhere near as good as the 30mm GAW, but what can you do? It carries either 4 or 6 M9Ls and 2 M7M Sparrows. So usually I would run 4 M9Ls and 2 M7M Sparrows. The minute the M9Ls are the most capable all-aspect missiles in the game. They are excellent in their tracking, very potent, very good range, usually can even get a kill as far as 5 kilometers with them, though that really depends on the target. The M7M is essentially at the minute a copy-paste of the M7F, I believe. However, I do believe it will be changed eventually. The next thing we're going to talk about is the countermeasures. You do get very limited countermeasures on this plane. So 60 countermeasures is very limited. Usually I would drop in series of 3, meaning I've got 20 shots of counters. With how missiles are at this battle rate, please, I will say this, advise everyone, you need to be smart with your countermeasures. You need to be careful in when you do cut off your afterburner and pull as hard as you can. Otherwise, the missile will still track you. And drop them in series and time them. Don't drop them in one big ball. It pretty much creates a straight line for the missile to track right after your plane. So be smart with your chape and your flares. Just be smart. That's a better way to put it. It's a common mistake I see all the time, where people drop 5 or 6 straight in a row and the missile just goes right through the center of them, because it is essentially, I am here still. Follow me. But yeah, what can you do? It happens. The next big advantage of this plane is it carries a drop tank. The drop tank allows you to abuse your afterburner to get altitude or get speed, and still have a full tank to engage in combat with. So one of my favourite things to do is I gain altitude, 78,000 meters, have the pulse Doppler ACM on, and I drop down in, dump my missiles, and hit the afterburner and bug out before the enemy even know what the fuck just happened, and I usually get 2 or 3 kills that way. Or if I am in just a mood to dick about, I will essentially beeline it down the center as a lemming, drop all my missiles, full afterburner, and just go out the complete opposite direction of the enemy team, and wonder what the fuck just happened. And that's when you get all the hateful messages in chat of going, oh, you're fucking AM9L, all that shit in the world. Anyways, so big advantage of this plane as well is the engine. If I remember correctly, it's a Pratt Whitney engine. PW220, I believe, if I remember off the top of my head. It's got around 9,000 pounds of thrust, which is amazing. Now, it is nowhere near, well, 9,000 kgf thrust. It's not as powerful as the Phantoms, which is quite shocking with how this thing accelerates, but the F16 is a far more lighter airframe and surprisingly durable airframe. So, it accelerates extremely well and climbs amazingly with 295 meters a second climb rate at its top capability, which is our fucking stand, it really is. Its max speed is around 2,146 give or take, and that's at about 11,000 meters. Max altitude is around 15,000 meters. And its turn time is around 20-ish seconds, which isn't bad. It accelerates amazingly. Now, it's not as maneuverable as the MiG-29. But it definitely out-accelerates it, and it definitely out-climbs it. I've noticed that from personal experience, even though even though in theory, the MiG-29 is the exact same rate of climb, the energy retention of the F-16 is far superior in my opinion, and the same with the acceleration. But that, at the end of the day, is, well, a bit of personal preference. There isn't much difference, but there is a slight difference. So, what type of radar do you get? You get your typical SRC pulse Doppler and ACM pulse Doppler. I personally prefer ACM pulse Doppler. I've got far more kills using that than SRC. PD, some people prefer SRC, I don't know why, but that's my personal opinion on it. At the minute, the F-16 definitely is a dominant air superiority fighter, especially the air dominance variant. However, do not get me wrong, the MiG-29 is a very capable plane. It is probably It's amazing in dogfights. I love its super maneuverability, but I will say this, I do believe Gaijin were wrong in how they went about balancing it, especially with the removal of the R73 missile. For me, I do actually want to hear your comments and thoughts on this in the video below, by the way. If it was me balancing it, I would have done what they've done with the F16A, and that's limited what could carry in regards to, like the Sparrows for example. It carries 2 M7M Sparrows, so let the MiG-29 carry 2 R73Ms, sorry, R73s. To me, that would have been a good way to balance it. To me, that would have been, alright, okay. It's got 4 R60 MKs and 2 R73s. Okay, fair enough. I get 2 Sparrows and 4 M9Ls, which are more capable than the R60 MK. So yeah, okay, fair enough. To me, that would have been the smart idea to balance it. It would have kept all sides of the community happy. But at the end of the day, I'm only a small content creator. I do not hold enough sway over Gaijin Entertainment for that there, or a big enough community to try and put that type of sway in. But I would like to know what everyone would think about that there. Limit how many could carry, if that would balance or not. To me, that would. Anyways, please do let me know in the comments what you think of that idea. So, back onto the plane. The F16 ADF is definitely a very dominant plane in air realistic and sim. However, in ground realistic, you're more of a hindrance than anything else. You don't lack the close air support capability in regards to helping enemies. You can strafe lightly armored targets, but that's about it, unfortunately. You can't really do much against main battle tanks, and with how potent SPA are, especially if you get a very good player, you are not going to be having a fun time. You do need to gain altitude. Now, in saying that there, I'll say one thing. If things go favourably for you, you get your altitude and you can pick your targets in ground realistic. And what I mean by pick your targets is preferably do air defense. Defend the battlefield from enemy helicopters and fighter bombers and just general nuisances like drones. If you can do that there and get away with it without getting a SAM up the ass, yeah, perfect, brilliant. You're doing the team an amazing favour. However, spawning an air dominance fighter is more of a hindrance than anything else, and it cracks me up when I see someone spawning air dominance fighter with no close air support capacity, especially when they get clapped by SAMs. I think that many people agree with me on that one. Anyways, with that there everyone, thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed me sharing some of my opinions and thoughts on the F16 and a wee bit in the MiG-29. Please also do remember, if anyone is interested in some F16 themed merch, links are down in the description. Anyways, with that there everyone, please do remember to join us in Discord if you haven't done already. And with that there, thanks for watching, good night, and thanks again.